Stuck in the same old feeling, feel so detached. My vocal cords are bleeding, overreact. Oh, I don't know what to say, I don't know where to start. Words feel like we're strangers, drifting only apart. I'm overheating.
Alrighty everyone, welcome back to another live stream here. Sorry for a little bit of the delay today. I slept in a little bit longer than I anticipated, but today we're going to continue working on this goal tracking card to be able to basically set up the ability to track a goal, do all this stuff, so on and so forth. So let's go and continue getting into it. We ran out of time yesterday working on the recurring, so I think it's this area, this drop down. So we're working on this dropdown, and it seems like today my monitor has chosen violence and decides to connect and disconnect. So you guys can't see it, but it's gonna drive me nuts. So bear with me here. So here is what we're working with for this. So we haven't added on the touchable opacity yet. So I think what we need to do is we need to add an on click on this guy, and then it needs to call select occurrence, whatever. Let's see. So we have our selected occurrence here. Okay. And what we want to do, this is what's annoying about this, is we have occurrence open, const select occurrence. I still don't know if occurrence is even spelled right. That's cool. We'll say select occurrence, and then this is gonna take in an occurrence. There's gonna be weekly or monthly or yearly. I don't know if this is gonna work or not. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and say set goal. We'll say ... goal, and then we'll go ahead and say selected occurrence will be the occurrence. Now the question is, how are we going to deal with this, right? Because I guess we have the type here, right? So what we could probably do is do the on press equal to this, and then I think we just do this and then say select occurrence. And I definitely spelled select occurrence wrong here. Select occurrence, let me fix that. And then we'll pass in the type, and then we'll come back up here. Spell this right, correct, select occurrence. So now in theory, whenever we click on one of these, yeah, I figured type was gonna be mad at us. Yeah, because argument type string is not whatever. And this type is coming from, and of course my monitor is gonna play dumb. Occurrences dot map. Where's occurrences at? And occurrences is, yeah, an array of strings. Shoot. Okay, we'll just say string then. We're going to massage this, I think. Now it's gonna be mad here. Occurrence as, I wonder if we can say occurrence as weekly, or, because the thing is, we know that it's gonna be one of these three, but TypeScript is just being mad at us. Okay, so that kind of fixes that. I'm trying to keep, not fix that, I'm trying to keep the amount of like annoying issues, like red bars, down as much as we can here, or quote unquote type errors. If we click on this, click monthly, that works. We also want to go ahead and close this. Let's also go ahead and, once we set the goal, we'll also go ahead and call open occurrence select, like so. Then we'll also close out of the occurrence selector. So now if we restart the application and open it back up, saving money, yada yada yada, click it, okay, recurring, we want this to recur monthly, and then that'll go ahead and reset monthly. And I'm wondering if, let me open up our Figma really quick. I'm wondering if we want to like add like a subtext saying like reset at the start of each month or something. I don't think that we have that at the moment whenever we select recurring. because I don't have like a drop down for recurring. But I'm wondering if we don't want to add like another piece of text that says monthly reset at the start of each month or something, and then weekly restart. So then I might also, how do we want to deal with this? I'm thinking about making this an object array with like the type, subtype, with the title and like or value, and then blurb or whatever. We could do like this, and then we can say like type is weekly, and then subtitle would be like reset every Sunday or something. This I don't have in my designs, but I'm just kind of thinking it'd be nice to be like, hey, if you do this one, it's going to restart every Sunday. Type monthly, and then our and then our sub title would say reset at the start of each month, right? And then this one type yearly, and then this one will literally say subtitle restart on the first of the year. Okay, something like that. And we probably want to go through and like make the copy all consistent and stuff as we get going, but for now this is fine. This is kind of just like quick and dirty, get it working situation. Now the question is where we want to put it, and this can be mad at us. So now key is going to be I'm going to call this occurrence, and this will be occurrence dot type. Same thing here, occurrence dot type, and then here type will be occurrence dot type. And I think I spelled occurrence wrong in a bunch of places. I'll go back through and spell it properly. So now we have that, and I'm wondering if we want to add, I don't know where to add the subtext. I don't know if we want to add it inside of the dropdown itself. Like we could do like text and then occurrence dot subtitle, like that, and then have like an asterisk that's like, okay, when you click on this, weekly reset every Sunday, monthly, or if we want to do it up here, this is going to be a little bit more difficult. But I'm wondering if we put it under here, we won't be able to do occurrence anymore. We can say like occurrences. How do we deal with this? Because it's an array of objects. It'd have to be, how do we do this? Dot filter, where the type is equal to the goal dot selected occurrence, get 0, and then say dot subtitle. Let's see. FD not find type. Okay, occurrences dot filter type, where type is equal to This should actually be occurrence. This is ugly, but it's fine. There. Now it's like, okay, we restart the start of every month. Weekly restart every Sunday. Yearly restart on the first of the year. And maybe I do want this to be lowercase. Okay. And then we might rearrange this again. Like I said, this is kind of just putting stuff together. Okay. So that looks fine. Now we need to kind of style this a little bit. So these texts are probably fine to do. Like this text and this text is probably fine for now. I'll just leave it as is. I will do this just to clean this up a little bit. This is kind of ugly, but it is what it is. Subtitle, move that down. Okay. And then maybe move this over. So. Whatever. Okay. And this touchable opacity. So how do we actually doing this? We have this part. How do we want to deal with this? I'm trying to think here. So this touchable opacity, we definitely just style on it. Let's go ahead and do that. So we'll go ahead and say style equal to styles dot, and then we'll go ahead and call this occurrence. We'll call this selected occurrence, or do we want to call it occurrence selected? Call it occurrence selected, I guess. So let's come down here to occurrence selected. Right, so width we'll set to 100%. Height, we can't do fit content. Height, let's just do like 24. Sure. Okay. I'm thinking about doing a border. Width 1. And then kind of doing the same thing we've done in a lot of these, where we have like border width 1, and let's make sure we do this. We might want some padding on this as well. So let's put padding of like 12 or 8. Just do 8 for now. Again, we'll go back through and make this more consistent. Border color will just be gray for now. Again, this is all temporary. And then we'll do a border radius on this, also of like 8. And then we want a display flex. And we need to make sure this is in here, display flex. We want to flex direction in the row. Flex direction in the row. And then we want to justify content to be space between. And then we want to align items in the center. Then we shouldn't have to worry about a gap then. And this needs to be bigger. Say 36. Okay, so let's see. The flex is not working. Unless there might be another view in there that I need to display flex actually. Let's see. So duration, select, recurring, select occurrence. Okay, yes, there is the touchable pass. Okay, so instead we're going to take we're going to do some magic with this. let's say currents selected text group or something. Sure, text group. I don't love that. The text group will go ahead and take I'm gonna see if we can't take out the height, see if it just does it the way that we want. And we're gonna do one of these. Okay, that actually works. And then we'll go ahead and take this guy out of here. And I don't know that we'll need the width on this. We need to actually throw that on there, obviously. I'll come back in here. Now we'll throw it on this view. Then we'll have our style equal to, and then, oops, currents styles dot occurrence selected text group. Looks better. Now obviously we'd want some padding and all that stuff on some of this text, but for the time being that's fine. So now basically if we click on this one, we need to make this a scroll group or whatever, but we can deal with that later. Now you can see we have this. So now what I'd like to do is, I think if it's open, we'll have another set of text maybe, and then have this come down maybe. So let's see. I need to remember how to deal with this, like custom styles. Seems like we do one of these. And like this, and then we can say something like, I don't know if we have to wrap this or if we can just say like open this and say like recurring select open question mark, and then have styles dot and then occurrence selected open, otherwise styles dot occurrence, oops, styles dot occurrence selected closed. These don't exist, so obviously it's gonna be mad at us. But I think what we'll do is, let's see, occurrence selected open, and then occurrence selected closed. Let's just make sure it's gonna take the error away first. It looks like it did. This is really ugly, but we'll kind of deal with it later being ugly. Okay, so now if it's closed, what we want to go ahead and do is just take this and throw it here. Okay, and then if it's open, we'll still have, so we can throw border width 1 back in here and border color back in here, I think, or maybe we can't. I think we can, it's like, can we say like border, yeah, okay, so they border top width 1, border left width 1, border right width 1, and then we might have to like change the padding slightly. And then border. Can we say top? Yes. Top right radius. Top left radius. 8. Border. Top and then right radius 8. And I think we can probably put the border color shared. So we'll go and share that at least. Share this. Okay, so the padding is scuffed. Why is the padding scuffed? It should be sharing the padding. If it's closed. Oh wait, it's not that. Wait, what is going on now? Top, left, right. The border color is not working actually. Interesting. I put border, color, and gray on here. Okay, border color is not working now. So I did break something. What is going on with this now? Put it on the wrong thing. That's the problem. This needs to go up 1. Needs to be in here. Let's fix this. Do this. It's supposed to be on the touchable opacity. So let's move it up, comma, paste it in. Try this. Clean this up. Clean this up as best as we can. Okay, let's try that. That looks better. Okay, it's open. So this is still scuffed. This is what we want to look like here. Closed to scuffed. So what is going on with closed? Border color, border width, border radius. That should be fine, right? You would think. You can see the border on the bottom like it's supposed to be. Current select open question mark. And it shouldn't be interesting. It seems like it should be fine. Should just have the border everywhere. I don't know what's going on with this guy. This padding? No. Don't do that. If I comment this out, what happens? Still broken. Does it matter which order this is in? That doesn't make any sense. I love the CSS in the React Native is not fun. This has to do with this. I do this. And say styles.occurrence. Select it closed. My monitor's playing dumb again. Yeah, what's going on with that? Why does it work when I throw it on this. If I take it out of here and throw it in here. No, now it's broken here too. What the world? What in tarnation? Are we overflowing or something? I can't like check what's going on with it because on React Native, so that's fun. If I delete this, what is going on with this here? React Native people are like, oh, it's so easy, you just gotta do this. What the heck? What is going on? I'm gonna restart the app. Back. If I do this. Save. Fine. Styles dot occurrence selected closed. It's fine still because there's nothing in it, I don't think. Okay, so we're closed. Take this out and take this border width, radius, and all of this stuff out. Move it back to closed. Still fine. Okay. I wonder if I needed to just clear the cache on the app or something. Because now it's working again. I love that. Okay. So if we come back here. No, this is a mess right now. I'll probably clean this up. So now if we do this again. So now if we say, bring this down. We're going to say occurrence select open question mark. Occurrence selected open colon. We need to create that again. And what do we call this? We called it recurring select open. Okay. Recurring select open. Let's go ahead and uncomment this one again. The CSS in this is so finicky. Like, I'm gonna look up a better way to do the CSS once I get to the point of doing our style system. Or a design system. Now if we open this, it goes like that. And then you close it, it breaks. You open it, it's fine. You close it, it breaks. We reopen Freedom Tracker. Yeah, so this part works fine. Whenever like this, but you click on this and it resets and it's just scuffed. I don't really want to sit here and debug CSS the entire morning. Whenever you switch also the color of this is not correct. But let's see. That's an easy fix. Maybe we just forget about this. We just do this for now at least. Get rid of both of these. We don't care if it's open. We'll just do this. It's gonna be a pain in the ass. We're not gonna deal with having this custom. We'll get rid of this for now, and I can mess with it later. And we will move this down. Like, I'd like to have all the CSS in like its own thing. Okay. So if I close out of this and reopen it, open this. We need to get this so it can scroll, but we'll deal with that. Okay, and like this, and then what I'll just do is I'll do like kind of the same thing, where on this we'll have the style equal to styles dot currents select option. And actually we need, these are all of the options. And what we'll do here is come down here and do these options. So occurrence select options. So here we don't really need anything crazy. We're just going to do a width of 100%. And we could probably do a height of 24 again, but I don't think I even did a height on the last one. And actually we don't want height. We could display flexus. Let's just put a padding on it of 8. And then a border and left width of 1. A border and right width. And let's see if this breaks everything. 1. And a border bottom width. My monitor's gonna piss me off. Border color will be gray once again. And then finally we'll go ahead and do a border radius of like 8. Okay, so let's say border bottom and maybe we need to do bottom and radius. It looks better. That didn't actually do anything. It's probably because we need to do 8. Nope. Okay. So border bottom and right radius 8. And then honestly, I think it'd look better if we just did everything. I was gonna say border width 1 and border radius 8. I think it'll look better if we just did it like this. And I broke everything. Interesting. Border color gray. That broke everything. Doesn't need a height for some reason. Let's go like 80. I don't know. I'm just making something up. No, it doesn't. The height is not what's causing it. I'm gonna restart the app. It seems like the CSS in this is just really finicky. It looks better, kind of. I would really like to wonder if we can just wrap this entire thing. That'd probably be the better idea here. So we have our recurring select and the occurrence selected. What if we can just take a view and call this style equal to styles dot occurrences or something, right? Or occurrence select. Bring this down below. So this view, what does this view handle? think it needs to be this one. And now we take the occurrence select. And we throw this on there. And my monitor's playing dumb again. I think this is the play. And then we get rid of this border. Like so. Now, there's a little bit of funky stuff going on here. Don't need to deal with. Don't know if it's this padding. It might have been that padding. So we're gonna have to probably play with the padding a little bit for like open and closed, which might be a little bit easier. So like now what we can do is come into this guy and say, so now we have this guy. We can set some custom styles on here. So then we can go ahead and, I don't know if we do a curly brace. We might. And then we say like, recurring, select, open, question mark. Or do we say, so like, so padding top is going to be 8 no matter what. And then padding horizontal will be 8 no matter what. But then our padding bottom, can't see anything. Padding bottom will be recurring select open question mark. And if it's open, it'll be 0. Otherwise, it'll be 8. So I think what we can do is, so it's not open, we open it, and it goes back to 0. So I think we can take this padding top out of here and put it inside of our selected, current selected. And I think we can take the padding horizontal and do the same thing. So padding horizontal 8. And then what we do is just put that one thing in there. Like so. And then we just do the bottom. Now if we restart the app, click on saving money. And we click on this. Looks slightly better. Okay, and then what I'm thinking, I'm kind of thinking we try to add this back in here. Whoops. I'm kind of thinking we do go ahead and add in that text back in here. Like I'm thinking about doing this back in here, text. Whoops. And then have like this, and then say like occurrence dot subtitle. Oh, we need to put it outside this though. And do this space, and then say occurrence dot subtitle. Think about doing that instead. I think we're gonna have enough space And we'll like put like a subtext, we'll put like a subtext, whatever it's called, on it. Okay. So now, what I'm thinking we do now is we have our options. Let's go ahead and do the options. So we'll do the padding all over again. And like maybe we do a padding 4. Come back up here. Maybe we say padding bottom 4 on this. And then we'll do a padding top of 4 on the other one. So if we come back down here, I can't see a single thing. We'll go into our options. We'll do a padding top of 4. We'll do a padding on the bottom of 8. And then a padding horizontal of 8. Whoops. There we go. I think that looks fine. Now I would like, maybe what we do is on each one of these, we add a border top. So on each option, we're going to do a little bit of work. And I'm wondering if we don't have a gap on this, like a small gap of like 4 or 8. So I wonder if we don't display Lexus and then have a gap of like 8. Let's make sure we spell display right. Flex that. And that might be slightly too much. We'll see. And then for each option, gonna be here. Each option, and then we'll have this one. So our style on this, and this will be styles dot currents select option. Go ahead and deal with this. So occurrence select option. I'm thinking we do a border top. Border top, and then width like 1, and obviously a border top. Border top color would be gray for now. And we'll go back through and kind of rework on this, and like that maybe. We might need, so maybe we do a gap of 4. And then vertical, padding vertical of 4. Just gonna space it out a little bit. I think that looks better. And this is a little bit like, I think I did this wrong. This should be 4 here or 8 here. And this is like a little bit dark, so this looks a little bit like finicky. But I think I like that. And this should be selecting like what we want to do. So like weekly reset every Sunday, monthly reset start of each month, yearly restart on the 1st of the year. Okay, I think that's fine. Now when we click on termed, we need to open up. And does this remember this? So click on monthly. It does remember. Okay, cool. So that's kind of like our recurring. Now we need a, let's see here, React Native Expo date picker. So we're gonna need a date picker. I'm not building this one. There's a React Native date picker that I can probably use. And it looks like it's kind of like what they expect you to use, so we'll just have to see kind of how to use this. But yeah, I'm not building a date picker from scratch. Let's deal with allowing this view to scroll. So if we go into our app and it's gonna be setup. I think we need to make this into like a scroll view or something. Because right now we cannot scroll. Yeah, let's see. Can I make this a scroll view? And then come down here, obviously. Okay, it did that. And there's an error. Let's see. Global context. Why is that an error? Why just turn this into a scroll view? Okay, well, I took the scroll view out. I can't scroll this. Oh, oops. React Native. Make safe area view scrollable. Let's see what's going on here. It says use scroll view. Safe area view is not scrollable. It is a container that ensures content stays on the device, blah, blah, blah. To make it scrollable, wrap a scroll view or flat list around content within the safe area view. That's what I just tried. Do I need to wrap this entire thing, maybe? I might need to like wrap this entire thing. Port this. I'm down here below this loading. I might need to do this entire thing, maybe? Now if we click on this, that's much better. Cool. Okay. So now we can put in our goal name. So let's go ahead and say like monthly savings, right? And then we want this to be monthly. And then that's that. Or we can say termed. And then we can say like new car or something. Excuse me. And now if it's termed, we want to be able to, let's see here. So we have a radio button group. I probably shouldn't have called it radio button group, should have called it something else. But we have termed. And then I think below this, because I think we have it. Yeah, so we have this, we have the radio button group, and then outside of that, we have the duration select, but that's, I think that's different. I think we want it inside of this, but outside the other one. So here's this one ending. I think we want to go like this, and then we'll go ahead and say oops, goal dot duration equal to termed, and then we'll have a view, and the view would be like our select. So then we'll go ahead and say text maybe that says like select when the goal, select your goal target date or something, target date, something like that. I don't know. You can see that's working. We click on this, it goes away. Click on this, comes to here. Cool. So now what we need is the date, and I'm wondering if we just set this as a string. I'm not sure. I don't know what this selector is going to return. So inside of our goal, we'll have a term end date maybe, and then this will be a date, and this will be optional, because if it's not termed, then we don't really care what the date is. And then we'll calculate the number of days left and all of that stuff. Okay. So we might want to like indent this over. I don't know if we indented it over here. No, I think we might want to indent these over as well, so they kind of stick with the lineup of this. But that's like a whole other thing that we can deal with later. And on select your target date, we'll do one of these. And then we need to install that date picker. So if I come in here, I'm gonna go ahead and close this out. And we're gonna go ahead and npx expo install and at React native community slash date time picker. Okay. Go to their official documentation to see if we can't figure out how to use this turd. Okay, let's see. Getting started. Okay, that's fine. We installed it. Let's rerun this. Close out of this. While this restarts. Okay. Probably doxing myself right now. That's cool. Start Freedom Tracker back up. And close out of this. So we have this. I don't know how I have this set up. I think I just have, we have a view and then all of this. So we have a view and then text. So I think that's fine. I don't know if this needs to go in another view, so I will just go ahead and create another view to be safe. So we just need to import date time picker. Go and import that. And I think date time picker from at React native community slash date time picker. Okay. And then band for examples. So they have some dates. And then they have an on change that selects the date. Okay. And let's have like a new date. Then they have a show mode. So the show mode has there's a date or there's a time, which we just want date basically. And then they have localization mode. I don't care about these. We can change this if we wanted to. Let's just see how bad it looks. Looks like you can change display and stuff based on based on what system you're on. So let's just try to show something. We need a new date. We open this, click on termed. So in here, go ahead and just do this. And we'll add the date here and we'll use that. So term and date be a new date. And I think hopefully that'll just be like today. We'll see what it looks like whenever it pops up. And then we need a way to change it. So we'll go ahead and say const handle date change equal to, and they have it taken an event and a selected date was not mad at us, just following their documentation here. And then const current date is equal to selected date, and then we have I don't care about that, and then set goal is gonna go ahead and be goal, goal, and then the term end date will be the selected date. Yep. Okay, it's gonna be mad at us because those are any. We'll kind of just deal with that, and then we can go and throw this down here. Kind of see how this goes. It doesn't look like we need a view. I might throw it in a view anyway, just to date time picker. I might throw it in a view anyway, just so we can add padding and stuff to the top of it. So test ID, they have test ID is equal to, and we'll go ahead and call this term and date picker, and then we'll have a value equal to goal dot term end date. We'll go ahead and say mode is equal to, this one we just want to be date. We don't want date time. And then is 24-hour equal to false, probably. And then on change is equal to handle date change. See how bad this looks. And terrific, we broke it. What is the error? View invalid call stack invariant. What is the problem here? Date or time must be specified as value. It is. Value goal.term end date. And maybe this is supposed to be current date. Wait, was that really the issue? Was that actually the issue? Or is it because I just restarted it, so... Okay, that's not exactly what I was hoping would show up, and I don't know why it defaults to... No, that is the right date. Okay. I don't love this. We might be creating our own date picker. Because I don't love this. I was kind of hoping it'd pop up thin line. Yeah, this is kind of suboptimal. Put a title on it. You can't actually. So if I go and say, okay, we want March 31st. Handle date change. We also want to go ahead and okay, so yeah, we do want a show date picker, and then we want to open and close it based on this, and then we want to just maybe display the date. So let's go ahead and actually also have a show date here. Const and show date picker set show date picker is equal to use state and boolean be false, and whenever we change this, we'll also set show date picker false. Okay, and then maybe what we do is come back in here. So this does not need a view because it just opens up on top of everything. We do want to go ahead and say show date picker, and like so, and then do this. Okay, and then what we want to do is open all this up. And then maybe we also want to display the date. So we open this, click termed. Probably want like a touchable pass that says like change date or something. I'm wondering if we don't say like goal dot term end date dot to, and we'll to string this to date string. Sure. Whenever we click on handle select termed, we're going to go ahead and back up here. Where's handle select termed? We're going to go ahead and do this. And if it's not equal to termed, we're also going to go ahead and set show date picker to true. So whenever we click on termed and it's not already selected, we'll open up the date picker And then we'll go ahead and say, okay, let's say we want to go to here. Okay, now it says Wednesday, whatever. And then what we can do is have a touchable opacity that says like update whatever. And like maybe I want to look into how to get access to the native like React native access native date picker. And maybe I do some more research on this. Like the thing is, I don't want this to be let's see. Android inline date picker. Let's see if we can make it like inline or not. That's the thing. Does not support inline in the same way that iOS does. Cool. Component renders a modal picker on Android by default, and display prop, which allows inline modes not supported on Android. So that means we are going to have to build our own custom date picker, which is fun. Terrific. That's what I want to see. Okay, but for now, maybe we don't put it here. Maybe we go ahead and, I don't know that I love it here. Definitely like a touchable opacity then. So let's see. Go ahead and put another text here. Text. And selected goal end date. And we can also format this to look better as well. Paste it in there. Like that. And we'll also have a touchable opacity. Oops, touchable opacity. And on press will equal to, and we need to make a thing that opens this, and then we can say update goal end date. You deal with the on press obviously. So now this on press will go ahead and be const open date picker equal to, and let's do one of these, and then set show date picker to true. So whenever we select the date, it will close out of it again. We'll say open date picker like that. And right now, our selected goal end date is February 18th, 2026. Click on update. You can change it to like March 7th. Now our updated like that. Looks good. Cool. Now the only thing that we might want to do here is make this look like a button. But I think that's like everything. So now we might want to make this look like a button just for the time being. Style equal to, we'll call this styles.termed and update date or something. Come down here, termed update date. So width will just be 100%. With padding of 8, we'll go ahead and say border radius is 8 and a background color of blue for now and a color of white. It might to be like text color or font color. Text, not color obviously, because I didn't do anything. Font color maybe? No, normally it's color. I obviously didn't do it. But you know what? It's because there's a text on the inside of it, right? Let's deal with that. So go and say style equal to, and then styles dot termed update date text. Love that. Termed update date text. Color white. Much better. And we might go ahead and display flex this. Oops, let's not do that. Come on, flex. Justify content in the center and align items in the center. Slightly better. And I think I'm going to add some padding on the left and right of about like 8 pixels or whatever to like indent these inwards. And obviously this does not look great right now, but it is what it is. So we have a radio group. And then we have this guy. So this guy. And then we have, let's see, current select. So this guy. I'm gonna go ahead and say like style equal to styles dot we can say goal duration select group or something. I don't know if I love that. Maybe call it duration options. Again, I don't really love that name either, but basically what we're going to do is come down here, paste that in, and do one of these and one of these. Say adding horizontal 8px or 8. Didn't do anything. Love that. 12. Didn't do anything. I think it's because I didn't add it to this. I'm gonna need to add it here as well. Wait a second. Radio group. Style equal to goal. Styles dot goal duration options. Looks better. Recurring also looks better. we might want to have like a check to honestly that's probably fine. So now what we need to do is we need to actually update the goals as we're making changes in here. So like as we're saying like, okay, this is a new car savings, right? We want the new car by March 7th. So now we have this update property. That we need to be using. Now let's go back to our setup, because that's where this is kind of going to be needed. Of course, my monitor wants to go black again. So here's we have this update property. Right now, I don't remember how we're dealing with creating these goals. We have this generate goals for the persisted user. And if one of these is checked, we are pushing goals, the goals information. And now this goal is incorrect because now our goal needs a name. So I think now we need I don't know that we need these open savings, but we do need to keep track of like each individual goal. So like I'm wondering if we either set up an array of goals or we set up a goal for each one of these. Those are the two options. This might be the easiest way to do this. Const savings goal. Set savings goal. Sorry about that. Is equal to use state. And we're gonna need to make like a goal object like without like the ID. Right? So like, and I'm wondering if we are keeping track of if savings is checked. We have a toggle savings here. Is toggle savings being passed to this? Let's see. Brother, my monitor is being dumb. We have is checked. We do have select goal. So we are toggling savings. So that's good at least. Probably, I don't know, probably not because I don't know anything about your startup. It's going to need more information than that. Plus I work a full-time job, so. A random request, you don't even know me, man. Let's see, select goal. Yeah, so then update property, what do we want to pass? And let's look at what our goal looks like again. Go back into our schema. So our type, currents, and then user ID, obviously. So we'd want name, amount, Oh, we need to do the amount still. Duration, which we'll need to calculate based on whatever. Occurrence type. And then user ID we'll set up later. So we want all of this stuff. Probably don't care about duration. We'll generate the duration. Let's joink this real quick. Kind of all over the place right now. So what we will do, type in a type up here for now. Probably want types for this, but go ahead and say type goal setup equal to, so we do want a name, which is a string. We'll want amount, which is a number. We got duration, which we don't care about at this point. Type will be a goal type. Import that. Okay. Recurring. Start out as false, I guess. Or Boolean. Whoops. And then occurrence type will be occurrence type. Okay, and then now savings goal is going to be of type goal setup. Open this. Name will be an empty string. Go and amount 0.0. Go ahead and say type. This one is savings. Okay, we'll have recurring. If I could type recurring false occurrence type. I don't know why this is acting like it doesn't know what's going on. Occurrence type will be weekly to start. Type is matterus, YU matterus. Savings is not assignable to type something. It is, but okay. Literally a goal type. Yeah. Do I have to say schema dot savings or schema dot goal type? Goal type is literally budget, debt, or savings. So why are we playing this game? It doesn't error, so I'm just gonna ignore it. It's being stupid. As schema dot goal type. Whatever. If that's what we gotta do, that's what we gotta do. Okay, so there's that. We might also want the end date as well. Termed end date is a date. And then we'll just say termed end date is a new date start. Now we probably want to move this to whatever. But now we click on this. This opens up recurring weekly, yada yada yada. What's the best part? That we don't know each other. I gotta have more information than just do I want to be the CTO of some startup that I've never heard of? I have no idea if there's any funding or you feel. I already work a 9 to 5. Well, 8 to 4. Let's see. Now we have our savings goal. This goal type probably needs to go into a types file, but we'll clean that up later. Just trying to get this somewhat working. We need to deal with the amount now. So let's go back into our setup screen goal, and we need an amount in our goal property. Amount number, and then let's go ahead and do amount is 0.0. Okay. So now we need to include the amount down here. Which comes needs to come outside the duration. So here's our duration. Here's our duration select. Is open for a break line. I'm gonna take another break line. Or no, we don't want another break line. We have our what are you tracking? Yeah, so we want to come below this goal duration. Here. Set up another view. Here we'll have a text. And the text will say, what is your goal amount? Okay. And then we will have an input here. Yoink the input from up here. And there's probably a lot of components I can mess with here. Or like create here, but trying to get this done quick and dirty at this point, and then we'll go back through and refactor. Make it look nicer. This is my like official quote unquote business email, so I'll see if I'm interested based on what you say or information. I appreciate that. I try my best. I'm not the most knowledgeable, but I'm learning. That's the whole point of making this app, because obviously budget tracking apps already exist, but I wanted to learn some React Native, so. Alright, so placeholder will be, just say goal amount. Value is going to be goal dot amount. And what if we put a type on this? Keyboard type, return type, text content type. So we can probably put numeric. And content, I saw like a text content type. Can I put numeric in here as well? No. URL, none, name, job title, location, date, time. Wait, there's a date, time? I wonder what that looks like. Birthday date. Interesting, but there's not a number. This is kind of just like a validation, I guess. What does date look like, I wonder? There's date, time. Is there just date? No. I'm curious what this does. Now the value's broken. Of course, this, I hate that this does this. Okay, that's dumb. I don't want that. Get rid of this. Don't know why this is mad at us now. Well, This is probably because this needs to be handle amount change. Let's deal with that. We might say like let's see. Const change amount. And this price to take in a string because it's an input. So amount string. And then we're gonna set goal to ... goal, and then amount be plus amount. Maybe I didn't call it change amount. What did I call this? Handle amount change. And does this have to be like a backticks $ curly brace situation? Does. Handle amount change. Now what is the problem? But I called it different. Okay. So there's that. So now, let's say we want to save money. It's termed. Let's say we want to buy a car March 14th. And then we want the amount. I wish that this would scroll with this. And the amount is $1,000. I'm just making shit up at this point. So I'd kind of be like that. Now I wish whenever you open that up, it didn't like cover that up, but what can you do? Okay, that's fine. So value, I'm gonna say goal.amount go to 0 or less than 1. Question mark, it'll be an empty string. Otherwise we'll do that. So I want it to like be empty to start basically. Yep, there we go. Now we can click on this. There's gotta be a way to make it slide up whenever a keyboard opens, but we'll deal with that. And this is termed. And we'll say that we want it like March 14th. I'm just making stuff up. And new car. Okay. So now we have a goal that we want to end on March 14th. And we want to try to save $1,000 for our car. We need to work on like these inputs and making it look pretty, but for now, what we need to do is deal with updating. So like we need to go through and like deal with like whenever we change this, it updates the goal. We could probably I don't know that this will work. We can maybe watch the goal to change. The thing is, I'm thinking about passing back the entire goal. Let's say, I don't know if this will work or not. Goal changed. It'd be really easy if we can just do this. I don't know if this will work in the context that we want. We'll have to see. I broke something. I don't know what I broke. So goal change. The amount is 0. Duration is recurring. Name is nothing. Selected. Weekly. term end date is today. Click on this. So if we put in a name, let's just say new car. So that did work. We changed this to monthly. Currents changed to monthly. If we click on terms and come to March 14th. Okay, term end date did change. And goal amount 1,000. Brother, why'd you do that? Try again. Goal. I wonder if it like I could type. Oh my goodness. New car. Termed. March 14th. $1,000. So our goal is there. So I'm wondering. So it seems like it's working. We're updating the information. We can just check to see if the goal's checked, and if it is, then we'll deal with all the other stuff. So basically, let's try to wrap this up here in the next few minutes. So that means that we can call, this is probably not the best way to do this, but if the goal changes, we'll go ahead and, I forgot what we called this. We'll call update property. And maybe we want to call this update goal. Update goal. And update goal is going to go ahead and say update goal. And this is going to go ahead and take in a, let's go back to our setup. Where goal setup. And this might be like the same exact thing as what I have in there. But this is going to take in a goal, the goal setup. Because name, amount, duration, like name, amount, type, recurring. I think it's slightly different. Let's just do this. Let's say instead of this, because then we can just pass the entire thing. I'm gonna delete this. Now this is gonna be a goal setup, and let's see what properties are missing. So now duration, instead of duration, this will be, how do we want to do this? So that means that instead of duration, now we have recurring. Right? So instead of duration, we have recurring. And recurring is going to be true to start. And now instead of weekly, okay, yeah, it's different enough that we won't do that. We'll just update this. So we'll keep goal property, that's fine. Now whenever we call update goal, we're going to do some logic. Update goal. Can we add the properties? Yes. Okay. So name is going to be goal dot name. Amount will be goal dot amount. Type will be do I have the type on this? We don't want to mess up the type. So we don't have the type on this, but we can probably pass it. Let's go and pass the type, just to be safe. Goal type. And this is going to be schema dot, we don't have schema. How do we want to deal with this? I don't love this. Savings or savings. There's savings, spending, and debt, I think. Whoops. I think that's what we have. No budget. Whatever, I'm just gonna import this. Import star as schema from at slash db slash schema. I think is how we do this. And then goal type is going to be schema dot goal type. Okay, then we have the type still. So we're just going to, whenever we update the goal, it's going to be mad at us. That's fine. So type is just going to be the, we need to bring this in, goal type. Come back up here real quick. We need to just bring this in here. So goal type. There we go. Don't matter to us, that's fine. So now we have a goal type recurring. What we're going to say is goal dot duration equal to recurring question mark. Honestly, we can do that. Occurrence type is goal dot, this one's going to be mad at us. We're going to say selected occurrence dot to uppercase as schema dot occurrence type, and then date is going to be goal dot term end date. Okay, now why does it matter to us? That should be everything. Update goal passes back the goal. And there's no errors in here, so I don't know what the actual bug is now. Oh, it's not, we're not passing it the goal type. That makes sense. Okay. Fair enough. Monitor went black. Let's see. However, update property, what we need to deal with. And then we have the goal type will be equal to savings for this one. Then update property. We're going to have to call. So update property. How's this going to work? We'll say, this is actually called update goal now. And I'm curious how this is going to work. Update goal is what's actually be called. And the question is, do we just call set? Like, I wonder if we can just call set savings. Because we're passing back all the stuff that we need. I wonder if we can just pass in set savings goal here. This is a long shot. Seems like it works. Cool. Now let's take out the console log in here, which we did. And let's add a console log into our setup. I just want to see if we're making progress here. We have a use effect here. Set up a use effect here really quick. That watches our savings goal, console.log, updating our savings goal, comma, then we have our savings goal. Spelled use effect wrong. Okay. So we have updating our savings goal. That's fine. And let's see. So obviously we don't have an amount, we don't have a name. Current step is weekly right now, recurring set to true because that's default. And the thing is, we'll only try to create the savings goal if savings is checked. So right now, savings isn't checked, so we wouldn't be screwing with any of this. But as soon as we click check on the savings, then we'll actually start like tracking it. So if we say like new car, now we have a new car savings. It's a termed, and we'll say like March 7th, making stuff up, and then we want to save $1,000. And then we can close this or open it, and it stays the same because all of the information is tracked inside. Cool. That is working as expected. Now we don't need this anymore. So I think that'll do that. Now we basically just need to do the same thing here. So like under is tracking checked, we can go ahead and say const. This is like spending, I think. So we'll just call it I guess tracking goal, and set tracking goal just to kind of keep it the same, equal to use state. This is going to be a goal setup. We probably want to call it something different at some point, but I'm just trying to get it set up. Name, amount 0.0. We'll have type will be budget as schema.goal type. Then we'll go ahead and say recurring is false by default. Current type we'll just set as weekly. It's interesting that weekly works but budget doesn't. Whatever. Termed end date will just be a new date. Okay. And my monitor went black again. Terrific. And we'll also go ahead and just set up our quick debt to pay off debt. So const say debt goal and set debt goal is equal to use state, and this is going to go ahead and be goal type. Whoops, not goal type. This is the goal setup, and we might end up making like a whole context for this, I guess. I don't know. Name, amount, because this is getting pretty nasty in the setup page, but whatever, it's fine. Type will be debt as schema.goal type, and then recurring will be false to start, and occurrence type it's going to go ahead and be weekly, and then termed end date going to be a new date. And we have a lot of logic to deal with when it comes to like these goals restarting and all of that stuff. We can kind of deal with that later. I think we're going to go ahead and call it here. This is a good place to kind of stop. And then what we'll do is, if we come down here, it's gonna stink having to restore this stuff. So I think we're gonna need a context. Probably. Instead of using storage state, async storage. Which I think we have a context. Yeah, we have a global context. We might just have to set up a we might have to just set up a excuse me, we might just need to set up like a place to save this stuff, like the information that we're storing here. Because if we go to plaid or teller and come back, it's gonna know that it's clicked, but it's not gonna have the information that it had previously, which is a problem. We're gonna need to probably store the goal information. So that's gonna be something that I kind of think of as we go here, but I just kind of want to get this set up and kind of go from there. So, and maybe we could also change the flow slightly, where you put your name in and then you connect your account, and then once your account's connected, then you select your goals, and that would kind of prevent all of this issue from happening. So don't show the goals until your account is linked, and that would actually save a lot of hassle, to be honest. So I might also refactor that flow, but I'm gonna go ahead and call it here. Next stream we'll be working on this again, most likely, so I might do some work this weekend to get some more stuff done. We will see, but we're gonna go ahead and call it here. I want to thank you all for stopping by and watching. This has been Ethan on Encoder, and I'll see you all in the next stream or video.
Tryna hold me back, you know I can't allow. It's getting good and we can't stop now. It's getting good and we can't stop now. No, we can't. Wish I could tame the endless storm in your head. Days on the